You wake up. It is 6:45 a.m. The alarm on your phone is the first thing you hear. You feel tired. Not just physical tiredness. It is a deep, heavy exhaustion in your chest. You get up. You make coffee. You get ready for work. You look around your apartment. It is nice enough. It is clean. But you rent it. You do not own it. You get in your car to drive to work. Or maybe you walk to your home office setup in the corner of your bedroom. You log in. You check your email. You are a professional. You have a degree. Maybe you have a master's degree. You have the job title that your parents told you to get. You have the salary that 10 years ago sounded like a fortune. But then you open your banking app. You see the number. It is not zero. You are not starving. But the number is stagnant. You see the transaction for the grocery store. It was $80 for 2 bags of food. You see the rent payment pending. It takes nearly half of what you just earned. You see the student loan payment. You see the car insurance. You do the math in your head. You realize that after all the fixed costs, after all the things you must pay just to exist, there is almost nothing left. You feel a spike of panic. You push it down. You tell yourself you are just being dramatic. You tell yourself you are lucky. You tell yourself that you just need to budget better. Maybe you spent too much on takeout last month. Maybe you should cancel a streaming service. You feel guilty. You feel like you are failing at a game that everyone else seems to be winning. I want you to stop. Take a breath. You are not failing. You are not bad with money. You are not lazy. And you are definitely not alone. The feeling you have right now, that tight anxiety in your chest, is not a personal failure. It is the sound of the ground shifting beneath your feet. You are playing a game where the rules were quietly changed while you were studying to learn them. The middle class is not just struggling. The middle class is disappearing. Today, we are going to look at why. We are not going to talk about skipping lattes. We are not going to talk about hustling harder. We are going to look at the silent, mathematical reality of what has happened to the American economic engine. We are going to explore the phenomenon I call the hollow middle. We will look at the 3 silent erasers of wealth. We will look at why a 6-figure salary feels like minimum wage, and we will look at how the definition of success was sold to you at a price you can no longer afford. Let that sink in. This matters, because once you understand the system, you can stop blaming yourself for the results of that system. Let's go back in time. Not too far, just 40 or 50 years. In the 1970 seconds, or 1980 seconds, the definition of the middle class was very specific. It was a mathematical reality, not just a feeling. To be middle class meant one income could support a family of 4. It meant you owned a home. You had 2 cars. You took a family vacation once a year. You saved for retirement. You saved for your children's college. And you did all of this on a single paycheck, usually from a job that did not require 60 hours a week of grinding anxiety. That was the deal. That was the American promise. You work hard, you play by the rules, and you get stability. Now, look at your life today. You probably have 2 incomes. You are probably working more hours than your parents did. You are statistically more educated than any generation in history. But can you buy a home comfortably? Can you support a family of 4 on one salary? Can you save for college and retirement without terrified sweating? For most of you, the answer is a hard no. You are doing everything right, but the stability is missing. This is the hollow middle. You look middle class on the outside. You have the iPhone. You have the nice clothes. You have the degree. But the inside is hollow. There is no margin. There is no safety net. One bad medical bill, one layoff, one car accident, and the entire illusion collapses. Why did this happen? Most financial gurus will tell you it is lifestyle creep. They will say you buy too many things. They will say you subscribe to too many services. They are lying to you. The data proves them wrong. If we track the spending habits of the average American over the last 30 years, Spending on clothes, electronics, and food has actually gone down as a percentage of income. We are not spending all our money on flat screen TVs and avocados. So where is the money going? It is going to the big three: housing, healthcare, education. These are the three pillars of a stable life. And these are the three things that have exploded in cost, far outpacing inflation and far outpacing your wages. Let's look at the numbers. Since 1980, the cost of college tuition has increased by over 1,000%. Read that again, 1,000%. Did the value of the degree increase by 1,000%? Did the starting salary increase by 1,000%? No. Wages have remained flat or grown very slowly when adjusted for inflation. So you are paying luxury prices for a necessity product. You are taking on mortgage-sized debt just to get the ticket to enter the workforce. You start your financial life in a hole that takes decades to climb out of. Then, look at housing. In the 1,970 seconds, the median home price was about 3 times the median household income. It was a stretch, but it was doable. You saved for a few years, you bought the house. Today, in many major cities where the jobs are, the median home price is 8, 10, or 12 times the median income. Do the math. If you make $80,000 a year and a basic starter home is $600,000, you are mathematically locked out. You cannot budget your way through that math. You are renting, and rent is rising every single year. You are paying your landlord's mortgage instead of your own. You are building their equity, not yours. This is not an accident. This is a structural shift in wealth. Now, let's talk about what this does to your brain. When you work hard and see no progress, something breaks inside you. Psychologists call this learned helplessness. You run on the treadmill. You run fast. You sweat. You burn out. But when you look down, you are in the exact same spot. Eventually, the brain stops trying to get ahead. It switches to survival mode. This is why you feel that urge to spend money on small luxuries. The nice coffee, the video game, the weekend trip. You are not being irresponsible. You are self-medicating. You subconsciously realize that the big goals, the house, the debt-free life are impossible. They feel like fantasies. So, you settle for the small rewards you can afford right now. You buy the joy you can touch, because the security you want is out of reach. That is why here on Invest Nimit, we focus on the system, not just the habit. We do not shame you for the coffee. We want you to understand why you need the coffee. You are stressed because you are intelligent. You perceive the gap between your effort and your reward. You see your parents or older generations. You see that they bought houses working as grocery store clerks or factory workers. You see them retiring with pensions. And you look at your own life. You are a senior manager. You are a director. You are a specialized consultant. And yet, you are worried about the price of gas. This cognitive dissonance creates deep shame. You think, if they could do it with less education, and I can't do it with more education, I must be stupid. You are not stupid. You are just playing in a harder era. The currency you earn is losing value. The assets you need to buy are gaining value. This is the divergence. This brings us to the core mechanic of the disappearing middle class. The split between income and assets. The middle class is defined by income. You trade your time for money. You get a salary. You pay taxes on that salary. You pay expenses with what is left. The wealthy class is defined by assets. They own things. Real estate, stocks, businesses, intellectual property. Here is the secret that the system does not loudly broadcast. Inflation hurts income earners, but it helps asset owners. When inflation goes up, the cost of bread and gas goes up. That hurts you. But the price of houses and stocks also goes up. That helps the people who own them. If you are trying to buy a house, inflation is your enemy. If you already own 5 houses, inflation is your best friend. For the last 40 years, we have seen a massive transfer of wealth from those who earn wages to those who own assets. The middle class was tricked into thinking that a high salary was the goal. A high salary is nice, but a high salary without assets is just a high-pressure treadmill. If you stop walking, you fall. The wealthy do not have to walk. They built a machine that walks for them. This is why you feel poor even if you make six figures, because your six figures are worth less every year in real purchasing power. While the things you want to buy, the assets that build freedom, are running away from you, the ladder has been pulled up. Let's look deeper at the education aspect. You were told from the time you were 5 years old, go to college so you can get a good job. It was repeated like a religious mantra. So, you went. You took the loans. You assumed the debt was good debt, but the market was flooded with degrees. When everyone has a degree becomes the new high school diploma. It is the bare minimum requirement to even apply. So now, you have the debt of a luxury good, but the bargaining power of a commodity. Employers know this. They know you have debt. They know you need the health insurance. They know you cannot easily quit. This suppresses wages. You are trapped by the very thing that was supposed to free you, and it delays your life. Because of the debt, you delay buying a house. Because you delay buying a house, you miss out on years of appreciation. Because you delay marriage and children, the demographic structure of the country shifts. The disappearance of the middle class is not just an economic number. It is a reshaping of the human experience. It is fewer families. It is later retirements. It is higher stress. It is a generation that is constantly on edge, waiting for the other shoe to drop. So, what do? I am not going to give you a fake happy ending. I am not going to tell you that if you just save $50 a month, you will be a millionaire. The math is too hard for simple platitudes. But there is power in seeing the trap. When you realize the game is rigged against income earners, you stop relying solely on income. You stop trying to out-earn a broken system. You realize that the goal is not to look wealthy. The goal is to be resilient. This means changing your target. The old middle-class dream was high consumption, big house, new cars, lots of stuff. The new survival strategy is high autonomy. It means prioritizing control over appearance. It means understanding that a smaller life with freedom is better than a bigger life with chains. It means aggressively seeking to own assets, no matter how small. It means opting out of the status games that drain your wallet. You do not need the luxury car to impress people you do not like. That car is a liability that keeps you trapping in the job you hate. You have to reject the marketing that tells you success equals spending. Success in this new era equals margin. Success is having $1,000 in the bank that you do not need for bills. Success is sleeping 8 hours because you are not terrified of your inbox. Success is understanding that you are enough, even without the big house. You have to build your own safety net because the corporate safety net is gone. The government safety net is fraying. It is unfair. It is unjust. It should not be this hard. I know. But anger, while justified, does not pay the rent. Action does. Clarity does. You must become a student of the system. You must learn how money works, not just how to work for money. You must forgive yourself for not being where your parents were at your age. You are climbing a steeper mountain with a heavier pack. The fact that you are still climbing is a testament to your strength. The middle class as we knew it is gone. It is not coming back. We are moving into a bifurcated economy, the owners and the earners. You need to slowly, methodically, move yourself from the earner side to the owner side. It will not happen overnight. It might take a decade, but it starts with removing the blindfold. It starts with rejecting the guilt. It starts with looking at your bank account and saying, I am not a failure. I am a fighter in a tough ring. You have to find the margin. Cut the things that do not bring you deep value. Ignore the Joneses. The Joneses are broke and drowning in debt. Do not copy them. Build your fortress. Quietly. Consistently. Thanks for watching Invest Nimit. We are here to help you navigate this new reality with clarity and calm. If this video helped you name the feeling you have been carrying, if it helped you drop even an ounce of that heavy guilt, then it did its job. The system may be hollow, but you are whole. Take control of what you can. Release the rest. I'll see you in the next one.